And hello everybody, welcome back to episode number 214 of the CheckX series. If you're new here, as I say every single day, the CheckX series is pretty much all about me, your host Ivan, discussing absolutely everything that you talked about yesterday on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, the day before. Now we're going to discuss what he talked about yesterday on Saturday, July 18th, 2026. He posted just about 41 times yesterday, and we're going to get right into the episode here, not to waste your guys' time. Starting off, as we usually do finally, with Tesla and transportation. Starting off this segment, Elon noted that Tesla's self-driving software will begin to remember specific user interventions to better match individual driving preferences. Also, Elon agreed that that's very cool, and also Elon agreed that robot cars could potentially worsen traffic because the lack of driving pain will lead people to choosing to drive much more often. Also, Elon confirmed that the Tesla lithium refinery in Robtown, Texas, is now complete and fully ramped, shipping materials to Giga Texas for 4680 battery production. Moving on, Elon promoted the 1-year anniversary of the Tesla Diner on July 21st, which will feature a cybercab on display, a light show, and servers on roller skates. Which is pretty cool. And last but not least, Elon highlighted the opening of a new mega charger in Bloomington, California, marking the start of a network build-out focused on semi-truck routes and depots. Moving on to moon exploration and mass drivers. Starting off this segment, Elon expressed a strong desire to see a mass driver on the moon, describing it as incredibly epic. A mass driver basically means it's like a catapult, literally, that just launches you into space. So, pretty interesting. Also, and speaking of which, this electromagnetic railgun system would allow for cargo and AI satellites to be launched into deep space without rockets, taking advantage of the moon's lack of atmosphere and low gravity. And last but not least, Elon discussed the necessity of producing most mass locally on the moon, talking about solar panels, radiators, and potentially even ships to avoid the high cost of transporting materials all the way from Earth. Moving on to XAI and Grok updates. Starting off this segment, Elon confirmed that Grok 4.6, a 2 trillion parameter model, will finish initial training next week. Also, Elon highlighted a new developer tools, including a real-time speech-to-text prompt filter triggered by Control plus space, and the slash command. And the slash timeline command. Moving on, Elon also acknowledged and hearted a report verifying that XAI had fixed a privacy issue where Grok build previously ignored file access policies and uploaded repositories. Also, Elon reposted data showing Grok's text-to-speech reached a 95% humanness score, outperforming competitors like 11 Labs at a significantly lower cost. Elon also shared that Grok 4.5 is now on the Frontier Code leaderboard for real-world coding usability. And last but not least, Elon agreed that AI training should rely more on primary sources and real-world data rather than secondary sources like Wikipedia, for example. Moving on to artificial intelligence and global competition. To start wrapping up the episode here, last but not least, the episode, Elon agreed with concerns that the U.S. regulations and bureaucracy could cause America to lose the AI race to Chinese models like Kimi K3. Ladies and gentlemen, pretty interesting episode here. This is pretty much wraps up episode number 214 in the CheckX series. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you for watching. I recommend dropping a like, commenting, and subscribing if you haven't already. I also recommend going back and watching some of the other recent CheckX episodes. Just get a nice little sequence of events going for you based on what Elon says every single day, because at the end of the day, this is CheckX series. I'm your host, Ivan, and I'll see you later.